All right, Bama Nation, what's happening? I'm your man Stephen M. Smith, senior reporter, Touchdown Alabama magazine. It's time for us to talk some Alabama football, shall we? Starting off with Tyler Buchner being the starting quarterback this weekend against USF. And also, you got some former players frustrated about what's going on with the culture. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Let's talk about it. Oh yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. Now let's get into some Alabama football, starting with the quarterback room. So when discussing the Alabama quarterbacks, a change has been made. Tyler Buchner, the transfer from Notre Dame, is expected to start this weekend against South Florida, replacing Jalen Milroe. So what does all this mean? Well, you go back to the Texas game, right? Jalen Milroe had some good plays in that game. Let's not kid ourselves, he did. He had 2 touchdown passes. He was able to get Alabama back into the matchup despite losing by 10, but he also had some turnovers. And we know what Nick Saban is about. He's about protecting the football. It's all about that ball. You cannot let that ball get into the other team's hands. And so, with that being said, Saban wants to look at, okay, what can Tyler Buchner really do? We brought him in as a transfer. We pursued the portal. He comes in from Notre Dame. He already has familiarity, a relationship with Tommy Rees, who's now Alabama's offensive coordinator. What can Buchner really do? What can he provide? Now, coming out of high school, Buchner was a star. Came out of the Bishop High School in California, where this young man, his junior year, he threw for over 4,000 passing yards. He threw for 60-plus touchdowns. He was a highly profile player coming out of high school. He didn't play his senior year because of the COVID pandemic, so when he first got to Notre Dame, lost a year of development. But according to Coach Saban, hey, since he's got in the Tuscaloosa, more confidence with the team, more confidence with the playmakers around him, had a phenomenal final scrimmage of fall camp, and he's practiced extremely well. So this gives us a chance to see what can Buchner do? What can he give? What can he provide? We all remember the 2015 Alabama team, right? That team that won the national championship, and it took an early season loss to Ole Miss. Remember, Jacob Coker started that season. He started against Wisconsin. He started against Middle Tennessee State. Week 3, Ole Miss comes to town to Bryant-Denny. Saban slides Cooper Bateman as the starter because he wasn't quite sure Jacob Coker was it. Cooper Bateman goes out there, turns the ball over, has some struggles. Y'all remember that game. What happens? Jacob Coker comes off the bench in the second half and does a phenomenal job, nearly leads a comeback. You lose 43-37, but Coker at that moment showed you, I'm the real deal. I'm locked in now. This is my team now. I'm the real deal. Could this be a situation where Buchner gets the start, but Milroe kind of shows he's the real deal and pulling himself off the mat? Or is this where Tyler Buchner just says enough is enough? This is my job, and he takes it. He gets the start against South Florida. It's going to be fun to see what he does in a game to where can he take the bull by the horns in week 3. Roll time! Woo!
I think they need to give Buchner a shot and get Milroe out for a minute and see what Buchner can do.
I disagree. I think Milroe's the man. I think they need to give him another shot. He's going to pull through.
All right, we're right here with my man Evan here at Alumni Hall. What's happening, Evan?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
So, we all saw what happened the Texas game last week, the loss that happened. But now it's a quarterback change is taking place, and Tyler Buchner is expected to start against South Florida on Saturday. What's your thought on Buchner taking over from Milroe, man?
Well, I definitely think seeing a change is good. We know Milroe struggled a little bit versus Texas. I will say this, they are two different quarterbacks who bring different aspects to the game. And while it might not make much of a difference versus South Florida, as we go into SEC play, it'll be interesting to see how Saban transitions from Milroe to Buchner if he decides to go with Buchner. We know Milroe has the big play effect. He can hit the long ball and run, but those intermediate routes, we want to see him do a little better, and I think Buchner can hit those more. So it's just be interesting to see who provides the best layer to the offense.
Do you still see this team, Evan, though, winning that national championship? Because that's what the students
I still
want.
see him.
You still see
I
it?
want it. I still see him.
Hey,
Hey, if you look back at the game, Texas scored, I believe it was 21 only into the fourth quarter. The defense held them to 13-3, and that's a very big offense. So I think our defense will keep us in a lot of games, and if we should just find that one quarterback and stick with them, I think the offense will be good. They all have a different aspect they can bring. We just got to find who can bring it the fastest.
Hey, good stuff, Evan. Good
Appreciate
stuff. So a popular question that's going on right now in the Alabama program is, has the culture left? Has it changed? Has it shifted? Do the players care anymore? Are they passionate about it? Are they hungry about it? Or is this new generation of athletes more concerned with NIL and endorsement deals than playing Bama football and winning championships? The reason why this question is brought up, if you check any social media, primarily Twitter, you're seeing several former players upset, frustrated, venting. They're angry. And they're angry because they feel like when we played under Coach Saban, there was a standard. There was a fight, there was a grit, there was a toughness, there was an energy. But standard was really play relentless football. I'ma eat my food and take your food from you also. And I would have to be hurt, can't get up. You would have to pull me off that field. I was gonna give everything on that field. That's how guys like Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster, Sean Dion Hamilton, Marquise Mays, that's how those guys felt. And they're seeing with this particular team and the last couple of teams, where's that fight? Like, where's that passion? Where's that energy? Where's that? I refuse to let the opposition beat me. I refuse to let the opposition outwork me. Is the passion gone? Has it left the program? So has the culture left the program? It has not, but Nick Saban is also dealing with a different type of athlete now. You're juggling name, image, likeness, you're juggling the transfer portal, and on top of that, you're juggling all the coaches you've lost and the coaching turnover throughout these last few years. I think the main thing Alabama's got to get back to is recruiting the right type of athlete. Recruiting the athlete that understands, even if I have to wait my time, push through that. Even if I have to wait my time, still find a way to make an impact on the team, understanding that if I do my job and my responsibility, I'm gonna have my shine. I'm gonna have my moment. So getting back to recruiting the athlete that understands what Bama means, what it stands for, the tradition, and knowing, hey, if I'm not the starter out the bag, do not jump away too quickly. That's number one. Number two, Bama's got to get back to getting coaches that understand what they do, are skilled in what they're doing, and the players know they're skilled in what they're doing. Prime example, you had guys like Kirby Smart, you had guys like Mel Tucker, you had guys like Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian that were specialists, offensively, defensively, special teams. And when you lose a specialist on either side of the ball, you gotta be able to replace one specialist with another. Alabama has yet to replace or find somebody to fill in and bring what Bo Davis brought on the defensive line. It's yet to find a guy to bring in what it lost in Kirby Smart and Jeremy Pruitt as defensive coordinators. It is yet to find when it lost in Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian as offensive coordinators. And then there are other certain position coaches. Mel Tucker, who changed the secondary in 1 year, y'all. Y'all remember no-fly zone in 2015 that had Eddie Jackson, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Cyrus Jones, Marlon Humphrey, Ronnie Harrison? Mel Tucker coached that group. And in one season, he changed that group from being the laughingstock of college football to being a group that had, 19 interceptions, including 5 returned for touchdowns. So when you have coaches that are specialists in what they do, you got to replace that with another specialist. Coach Saban, the Crimson Tide, has yet to do that, where a few of these names are concerned. If Alabama can get back to recruiting the right type of athlete, and number 2, holding on to coaches that mean something to the staff, to the players, and to the culture of the program, then the program is going to get back to being that feared, respected, revered group that it was. There's still hope for the culture to be intact, but those 2 things, getting the right athletes and keeping the right coaches, those are the primary crucial 2 things that got to be accounted for and cleaned up.